I don't think um, I don't think I've ever felt like I belonged anywhere. Um, since I was a kid, it was almost like I wasn't a full-fledged member of the family. Like I had a role to perform. Um, if I wasn't making mom feel okay um, in different ways, or making dad feel okay, dad a little less, but um, then I wasn't measuring up. Um, so I've been looking for that feeling of belonging, that you know I'm worth this, for pretty much my entire life. Um, and it's sort of like I've been putting my effort forward in a transactional way, trying to earn that connection, trying to barter for it, trying to create a transaction where I place my effort currency, my performance currency on the table, and then what gets said on the other side of the table, in exchange for that, then is love, is connection, is a seat at the table. But the problem is that doesn't work. Um, I've I've never been satisfied with what I've gotten in return from that. It hasn't fulfilled me. I haven't gotten that feeling of belonging, that feeling of connection. In fact, it's sort of like I've um, I've been setting the table for everybody else, and then I get to eat the crumbs off the floor. So, um, I I've known this in my head for several years. I've struggled with being a people pleaser. I've you know used different things as proxies for connection. I've acted out when I felt disconnected. I've hurt people um, through desperate attempts to earn connection, and through like just the disappointment, frustration, and um, failure to connect. So I've known that in my head, that cognitively I understand that. But this last Sunday, um, I think I finally felt it. I felt it in my body. It wasn't in my head anymore, it was in my body. Um, and there were several phrases that it was like the puzzle pieces were on the table, and I was finally able to put them together. And um, you know, I do belong. I have a seat at the table. Um, I don't have to eat crumbs off the floor. Um, I can look at the things that I do for my family, and instead of thinking like, well, if I do these dishes, my wife will be happy. If my wife's happy, maybe she'll feel more connected to me. Maybe I'll feel like she's connected to me. Um, you know, if I just do this list of things, if I just, you know, um, meet that person's needs or meet my wife's needs, or like literally like doing a single chore, like doing the dishes. I tell myself uh, a couple things, well, I'm I'm regulating my wife's emotional state by doing this. So she won't be upset not seeing the dishes undone, right? So there I'm trying to mediate negative emotion in her. Plus, I'm also trying to get a two-for deal, because not only am I avoiding um, perceived retribution for not doing something that she needs to function during her day, or that would aid her function during the day, but also, theoretically, I should be able to gain something from that, right? Like she'll see like, yeah, he's contributing, he did something, he is a, he is on the team, he does sit at the table, he is, but the problem is that those were all the story I was telling myself. None of that was actually happening, um, because I'm not responsible for my wife's emotional state. Now, I can say things and do things that have consequences, and there's an ecosystem in my house that if I, um, Terry Real does a good job of describing this. If I breathe out anger, then I'm going to have to inhale those same toxins back into my body, in terms of how my partner responds to me, the person I'm becoming. I like to think of it as, take your action and now categorize it. And whatever category your action falls into, you've multiplied that in the world by a factor of one, at least. Because you're not even counting um, reactions to that. So, um, yeah. So I've been breathing out um, a spirit of trying to earn worthiness, earn connection. I'm sure by my actions and by my attitude, I've probably been teaching that to my kids as well. Um, but yeah, I do belong. I have a seat at the table. Um, so the phrase that I've been using to replace what I used to feel when I help around the house, or I do things um, for my wife, for my family, instead of connecting um, or relating my action to an individual in the family, this will make my son really happy, this will make my wife really happy, you know, this will keep her from being unhappy, which is all untrue. We can't control other people's actions or emotions. Everybody's responsible for their own actions and emotions. Um, Again, with real world consequences from that. But, you know, this moves my family forward. So I'm connecting myself to a group now. So instead of paying for, um, acceptance and worthiness through my behavior, now I'm depositing money in the community bank. And I'm a group member, so I don't have to scratch and claw for my membership in that group. I am a member of the group. So the things that I do for the group are for me as well, because I'm in there. Um, so it's it's more realistic. It's a holistic way to view it. I've been having several conversations since my epitome last Sunday. So I'm sure at some point I'm going to boil parts of this down and make some shorts out of it. But I thought I'd share that with y'all. Hopefully that helps somebody. Have a good day.